Hello, my lions. It's me, Kat, with A Better Life with Kat, and we are going to talk today about recovering from Thanksgiving or any big holiday. What did we learn? How do we recover? So I'm excited to share that with you. I'll share the things that I've learned and things that I have learned through the years, and then you can share what you've learned or your challenges. It'll be fun. So I've got 5 or 6 already popped on here. I'm getting ready to say hello. Hi, Hope. Good morning. For those of you who don't like the introductions, it's going to be about 10 minutes usually, sometimes 5, so skip ahead. You don't have to listen to this. But I love saying hello to everyone. Nawal Sada, hello, Kat. Hello, beautiful. Well, beautiful roses anyway, my favorite flower. Okay, just the two of you so far talking to me. Oh, Emanuela, hello, beautiful lady, to yourself. Good morning. I'm about 15 minutes tardy. I apologize. Carolyn Hopkins, hi. Christine, Omniscient Moon 77, first live, welcome. I've seen your notes and comments. I may not be able to stay for the full thing. Happy Thanksgiving again. Thank you so much. Sarah Raquel Lalande, or Lalande, I'm not quite sure. Good morning, Kat. Thanks so much for the help. You're very welcome, Sarah. Pat Fisher, good morning. Sheena Joy, good morning. You saw Mr. B today? Oh, Manuela. Christy Davis, hello, good morning. BJ Kahn, good morning. Kat from Southwest Missouri. Green Gables Homestead has a little hi. Irene Hartwood, good morning from Swan River. Good morning. That sounds like a lovely place. I'm going to get a sip of water, excuse me. There's my Tallahassee Lassie, Julie Phelps, Dickie Talmadge. Good morning, Kat from Santa Paula, California. Inspiration is on the way, babes. Janet Solorzano. Good morning, Kat from Sacramento. Good morning. Janet Solorzano from Sacramento. Go Moji Go from Utah. Good morning. Good morning, Mercedes Capizzi. Hello, Charlotte, 194 Charlotte. Good morning, Emanuela. You saw Mr. B's message, yesterday's message? Yes, I did. Thanksgiving, he's so sweet, it made me cry. I didn't know he did that, but I was super busy. I was preparing Thanksgiving for my family, my mother and family, mother and dad yesterday. Hey, I've got 5 thumbs up. That's exciting. There's 27 of you on here. If you all like it and you want me to continue with these, I really appreciate your thumbs up. It lets me know that it's something you like, not just those of you watching live, but those of you who watch afterwards. Rachel Liesel, making post-holiday cranberry muffins for the family. Still in my PJs, with no routines, but it's fun. Awesome. I'm happy you're having a good time. Cranberry muffins. That sounds good. I'm on keto, as you know, so I don't eat muffins, but it still sounds good. I still know what it tastes like. 31 of you on here. I guess it's going to be a little bit of a slow day. It is the day after a holiday after all, and it's also Black Friday in the United States, where a lot of you may have already left early to go do some craziness shopping. Not my cup of tea, as you know, but that's okay. All right, I think that's where we're going to stand. 30, 31, not very many popping on. Sarah from Moorhead, North Carolina. Moorhead City. Good morning, Sarah. Is that over near Charlotte? That sounds familiar. All right, well, let's get into the meat of this, okay? All right, so what are the lessons that we learn from a big holiday? The first lesson you learn is, wow, maybe I never need to make that much again. Oh, you're on the coast. Okay, Sarah. Never need to make that much food again. Maybe you made too much food, and now you've got all these leftovers, and some of it's going to be thrown away after a while. Rachel, it does. Almond flour does count as protein, so that's actually good. You'll have to send me your recipe in the messages after we get off. Go down and put it in the message. That'll be fun. All right, so don't make so much food. Maybe that's a one thing to do, or don't make so many dishes. I know if you have people bringing things over, that's awesome. They can take it home. But the hard part is when you've made it and you've got all that food left over. Even though I try very, very hard not to have very many leftovers, I still have a shelf of them in the refrigerator. Another lesson for people that I learned over the years was to absolutely listen when Kat tells you to clean the refrigerator before the holiday. Another lesson is to let people help. Allow people to help. That makes a big difference. In my own experience. Here's what happened. Okay, so it's just mom and dad and me. We're having it here because we need to keep it quiet for them. Too many people is too overwhelming. So we just have quiet dinner, and then later on my daughter dropped by with her children and had a little visit, but it wasn't related to sitting down at the big table and having the big meal. So what I made was really simple. I made a turkey breast in the oven, one of my Zaycon turkey breasts. It's in its own sealed bag. You just bake it in there. It's got the skin on it, and it's awesome. And I did some turkey thighs in the crock pot so we'd have some dark meat. I made mashed potatoes, fresh snap green beans with butter. I made dressing, homemade. We had, what did we have? We had cranberry sauce. We had brown and serve rolls. I had iced tea that I bought in the jug from the store. Cranberry sauce in a can. And for dessert, pumpkin pie and ambrosia. Okay, so it's a pretty simple menu. Not really that much different from like a Sunday dinner, except I wouldn't have 2 desserts and I wouldn't have 3 side dishes. I would have 2 side dishes, but it wasn't that much of a big deal. Hi, Terry. So the cool thing is my mom wanted to snap the beans. That was awesome. Larry came over for breakfast and brought biscuits from Hardee's, so they enjoyed breakfast biscuits. I ate my protein bar, and so I didn't have to make breakfast, and Larry peeled the potatoes for me. I told you in another video, maybe you didn't see it on my keto style, but I thought I had pumpkin pie spice to make the pumpkin pie the night before. I did not. So I went to my sister's to pick some up, and she had made 2 pies because the only can of pumpkin she could buy was a double size, so it made 2 pies, and it was just going to be Marty and her husband Mark. So she said, please take one of these pies, and you don't even have to make one. It was still warm. So the pie was made. Take help where you can. I had very little to do, but I still scheduled it out. That's the other thing that I learned is, remember I talked to you about scheduling it out? Let me show you my actual schedule. Whoops. Just dropped my water on the floor. That's not good. Actually, it didn't spill. Okay. Here's my schedule that I did yesterday. Yep. So here it is, all written out, and I'll read to you and tell you what it says. Clean out the refrigerator. Put cranberries in the refrigerator because I wanted that can to be cold. Make the ambrosia, which meant going out and picking some oranges off the tree, peeling those, segmenting those, putting in some coconut, slicing up some maraschino cherries, and I saved the pecans to the end because my dad can't have nuts, so we just put that on as for Mom's when she was ready. And make a pie. So that was done the night before. The next day was breakfast and cleanup, and then at 9 o'clock, put the turkey thighs in the crock pot for 4 hours. They actually only took 2 hours, so I just turned them off and let them stay warm in there, and that's where I got a lot of my gravy juice broth came from those thighs. At 10 o'clock, I put 375 degrees, so I knew what to do. At 10 o'clock, put the turkey roast in the oven, for 3 hours. Set the table, which I ended up not setting the table. My parents usually eat in the living room in front of the television, and I said, you know what, let's just do that again, because it made it easy for them, and it made it really easy for me. The next thing was prepare the green beans at 11. My mother did that. Prepare the potatoes at 11:15. Larry did that a little bit early. All I had to do was cut them up, put them in the water. 11:30, make the dressing. It's not hard. 12 o'clock, open the cranberry sauce, prepare it, slice it up, right? And then cook the green beans, the potatoes, and the dressing. So the dressing went in. I turned the oven down to 350 and put the dressing in for 30 minutes. And I took the breast out. It was actually cooked sooner than I thought. And then you have to let it rest for about 10 minutes so all the juices can redistribute and it stays more moist. And then the last 10 minutes, I put the rolls in the oven. And while they were cooking, I made the gravy. Actually, I made the gravy a little bit earlier and sliced up the meat and served Thanksgiving dinner at 1:20, but we actually ended up eating at 12:40 because everything was ready 30 minutes early. So if it did get early and you had a bunch of people and you couldn't serve it early, it would certainly keep meat totally, that big roast would stay warm. So that's how I did it, and that's how I have done it every year for many, many years. That little schedule, because I know I can sit down and watch the parade on TV. Or if I had children, could spend time with my children or watch the parade with my children. See, so it's going to be really helpful. Or maybe get them dressed, whatever we needed to do. But I was dressed first thing in the morning. I did my morning routine. I took a shower, actually, and I let my parents sleep in. Thank goodness they slept in. So that's what I did. Took my shower, put my clothes on, put my makeup on. And so what have I learned? What have I learned over the years is that being calm is very important. It's not as hard as you think. Let other people help. Oh, and the other thing is, don't make it so complicated that you've made so many complex things and you've gotten so exhausted that you're not cleaning up as you go. It is critical that I had very little cleanup. I cleaned up as I went. Now, I understand mine was easy, but if I had served it for my family, my big family, I would have made a big turkey. I would have made more of the green beans, because I like fresh green beans versus a casserole, but I would have made more mashed potatoes. I would have made a sweet potato casserole, and I would have probably had a pecan pie besides the pumpkin pie and a bigger ambrosia, and probably crescent rolls instead of brown and serve rolls. It wouldn't have been that much different. Now, in reality, my family would bring things if they were coming to my house, but I don't even have to do it. I go to their house and bring things because they are the ones hosting now. But had I done that, I would have still cleaned as I go. And what we end up doing is we leave the leftovers in the pots and pans on the stove to stay warm for a little bit, for people who want to come back and eat some later. And then eventually it all goes into Tupperware and it goes in the refrigerator, and then those pots and pans get scrubbed out, and I put mine in the dishwasher if they fit. So that's what we did. So it's really important to clean up as you go so that you don't turn around and you've got explosion everywhere. Now, my sister Patty, she loves to make complex things. Like her turkey breast, she took it out. She has one too from Zaycon. She took it out of the wrapper. She braided bacon over it. She glazed it with apricot jam. I'm sure it was lovely, but I'm sure it was a big old mess. I'm sure she had a lot to clean up, not like me, right? Because I do as easy as I can. Anyway, so that's what I learned, is clean it up as you go. All right, let me see who's been talking to me. I saw Ashley say hey. Hi, Ashley. Turkey breasts are so much easier because you know what? All I had, the thighs, give me the dark meat. The turkey breast is the white meat. There is something so nostalgic about a bird though. And I don't know. I like it all. All right, let's see. Everybody's been telling me happy. Let's see who's been talking on here. Mercedes. No one in my family really likes turkey, but I feel I have to make it every year for tradition's sake. Please. Oh, plus I love the aroma roasting. Sadly, no one will eat it. Why don't you make a baked chicken? That smells good. And then just, if absolutely no one will eat it, I would not make that. No. Okay, turkey. Will they eat turkey breast? That's what I want to know. Jordan Patrick said, hey. Leftovers. Sheena Joy said, I did the clean as you go method this year. I had no mess aside from the plates and glasses, which went straight into the dishwasher. Hip, hip, hooray for you, Sheena. That's awesome. I know that made you feel so much better. Sorry, the light is getting... Is that better? Not really. Michelle, beautiful. Oh, hi, beautiful. Hi, beautiful. I'm so down with the easy. Yes, ma'am. All right. My hubby did a lot of the cooking. I made pies and washed the dishes as we went. Awesome, Anna. So what did you learn? Anybody have a flub? Did anybody have a flub up? Anybody have something that didn't go so well? And maybe we can learn from that. They went to eat hot turkey. Oh, they'll eat hot turkey sandwiches. Oh, that's good. That's from Mercedes. Lisa says, God's blessing from Parry Sound, Ontario. Awesome. Thank you. Anybody else learn anything from Thanksgiving or use some of the tricks that I gave you to make it better? Boy, I'm sorry about the lighting, guys. I just look, the sun has really come out. It was nice and dreary and rainy, and that's just it. Let me close them all the way. Let's close them all the way. There, that's better. Okay, Ashley Beauty says, can I ask, how does everyone do their housework? Do you all focus on one room at a time, and then once that room is complete, move on to the next? Ashley, you need to go watch my video if you haven't already on how to do the Flylady system for newbies, and it'll tell you exactly how to do it. It's 40 minutes long. You need paper and pencil. If you've watched that, it tells you exactly how we do it. Okay? Suburban, oh goodness, everybody's coming in now. I'm loving it. Okay, Manuela, here in Italy, we don't have Thanksgiving. I realize that, but do you have something? Do you have something that you do? A big holiday? Hmm. And what did you learn, or what didn't go well? I didn't cook. This is Jordan Patrick, but if I would have, definitely would have used your tips and tricks. Awesome. Sheena Joy says, thank you. Yes, clean as you go really makes a difference, especially when you have 12 guests and have to take care of a baby and a 5-year-old. Absolutely. You take every help that you can get, including your own help, right? Rachel Visliesel said, make a list. So helpful. Things took longer than I planned, but I was only a half hour late instead of 2. Oh, that is fantastic. A half hour is nothing. Good job. Hope you served some appetizers for people who were waiting. Rebecca, Suburban Hillbilly, I cooked enough food for a small army. There's 2 of us. Yeah. See, that's really hard. I know. It really is hard to make a tiny little this and a tiny little that. Virginia Smith came down with a bad cold, so my hubby and daughter took over. All went well, except the timing. Should have made a schedule. Lesson learned. All right. Yes, Ashley, if you haven't watched that, that's critical. 40 minutes. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. God's Kids. Yes, I did Flylady Turkey Day before. It did not work out well, dry, but we still ate it, covered it with gravy, but I won't do that again. Awesome. Emanuela, no, next is Christmas. Okay, well then we're going to work it for Christmas, right? Anna Russell, start early so I could clean up. Yes. Sheena Joy, the one thing I should have done was accept the help. I did it all. Too much, isn't it? Now today you're tired, right? Julie Phelps, I followed your shopping guides and I have not missed the crazy grocery store on Thanksgiving Eve. Thanks for your reminders. I had to go to the crazy grocery store on Thanksgiving Eve because I needed one more thing at my mother's house that I thought I had. And then I still needed something else. It's hard. I have 2 households and one shared with 2 other sisters, so you never know exactly what's in it. Mystical Heart Isabel, all of our family and friends are on the other side of the country. We enjoyed a lovely church community dinner at our church. It was so sweet and easy. Yes, I love that idea. And I bet it was delicious and you got to try lots of different things. Jordan said, but was 40 minutes late for dinner, sick baby. Aw, I'm sorry, Jordan. That's life, isn't it? Mercedes Capizzi, my flub, made a fancy maple and apple cider and butter spread to rub on the turkey. I put it on my back steps to cool. When I went out to get it, it was spilled all over my steps. The cat. Oh, well, I bet your turkey was still good, right? Are you the one who said your turkey was dry? Who said their turkey was dry? No, that was God's Kids. She said her turkey was dry. That sounds like it would have been good. Now you had a big old mess to clean up, right? Green Gables Homestead. Oh, what's your name, babe? I had a plan yesterday for every 15 minutes, but discovered the ham didn't fit in my crock pot. I had to wait for my daughter to arrive with hers. 3 hours later, oh no! Girl, I'd have been hacking that thing into pieces and putting it in the crock pot. That's terrible. Okay, Suburban Hillbilly. Everything went great until last night. I spilled a full glass of red wine everywhere. Oopsie. Life happens, right? Hope you have some good stain remover. Janet Solorzano. This time was the first time I was dressed with makeup and everything, cleaned to that point before everyone arrived so I could visit and relax. It was the most tender, juicy turkey. It was awesome. Janet, that makes me so happy. That makes me so happy for you. Ashley Beauty. Okay, friend, I have to get back to work. Great seeing you. Bye, Ashley. Love you, guy. Girl. Emanuela Lakatusu. Yes, I can't wait. I watched all the Thanksgiving videos and thought it Christmas. That's right. Michelle. That's right. Michelle got kids. Everything timed well. I had a great day with my kids and grandkids, but I also made too many pies. Only need 2 of each, not 3. Wow. How many people were at your house, Michelle? My appetizers of cucumbers with ranch and salad went over very well. Good. Very good. So, what are we going to do different? We're not going to make so much food. We're going to make sure everything fits in our crock pot or wherever we're cooking it. It sounds like you all did good. Did you all get dressed? Like, who was it that just told me that? Was it Rachel? No, it was Janet. Yeah. Were you all dressed, and did you get to enjoy your family and enjoy the day and follow that? I really think this thing right here is just a lifesaver. Just a schedule of what to do. And over here on the side is my menu, just so I could keep track. But that really works for me. I cooked my turkey on Wednesday. Oh, Carolyn, you warmed it up. Awesome. Rachel, do you plan a cleanup time? As I got backed up, more stressed, I snapped with impatience. A moment of unloving words. My husband noted it only happened once. An improvement. I don't, there is plenty of cleanup time in this. Are you talking about after dinner? Because you're going to clean up as you go. The only thing you have left are plates and cups, and at the very end, you might have some pots and pans like I do, but it wasn't a big deal. So if you're not cleaning up as you go, then you are going to get frustrated. And I don't know about you guys, but my back kills me when I stand for a long time. So I start to get stressed. I need to sit down. Everybody's different though. But that's an improvement. So good, Rachel. You'll do even better next time. We're going to try again at Christmas, right? Sarah McGuire, I can't tell if you got my last comment. No, I don't think I did, Sarah. The feed is going in and out. Just want to thank you for everything. My 6-year-old loves her new routines and does them without me asking. Isn't that sweet? Good girl. I hope you're giving her lots of rewards for that. Lots of emotional rewards. That's awesome. Carolyn Hopkins, haha, we were eating pie for breakfast. Yes, there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's either fruit or custard, so there you go. Eggs or fruit. All right, my lovelies, we've got 55 of you on. 29 of you like this. I hope that more of you would, but that's okay. Are you going to be doing... Okay, so we're through with the meat of this. Everybody feels like they learned something and they're going to be able to do this for their next holiday. I was looking at all the holidays out there, and I actually put this on my recap, but I'm going to put it on here with you guys too. You know, we've been doing cruising through the holiday. Yes, dressed up in makeup. Husband kept dishes done. Best Thanksgiving ever. Dickie, that's awesome. The Christmas cruising through the holidays thing, we had pie for breakfast too. It was awesome. We covered, you know, present wrapping, present shopping, decorating the tree, food, travel, wrapping, cards, baking, traditions, guests, and if you had to have your picture made for your card. All that was covered in cruising through the holidays. And then the last recap that I just did today for tomorrow, we talked about all the different kinds of holidays that are in December, so no one is left out. St. Nicholas Day, and my daughter's mother-in-law celebrates that in the United States, St. Nicholas Day, where they give gifts. Fiesta of Our Lady of Guadalupe in Mexico. St. Lucia Day, or Lucia, I think it's Lucia, but it may be Lucia Day in Sweden. It's a beautiful holiday where they have the little wreath around the head. So sweet. Hanukkah all over the world, all of our Jewish friends. Christmas, of course. Three Kings Day, or the Epiphany. A lot of people celebrate that. Boxing Day, that's in Australia, in Canada, in England, and in Ireland. Kwanzaa, here in the United States, we have an African-American newer tradition called Kwanzaa. And Omisoka in Japan, and that's at the end of the year, at the end of the month. And we also have New Year's Eve. So there are things that we still get to plan for, little bright spots in our life to take us through the early winter. And for me, in January is my anniversary, which is awesome. And in February we have Valentine's Day, which is a little bright spot. So those two cold winter months, drearier months, not necessarily super dreary here, but still, have some bright spots in them. So, and you're going to have some things to plan, some fun things to do. So Christmas, for a majority of you, Christmas is the next thing, but not always, and it's okay if it's not. You know, whatever your holiday is, you're going to plan for that and learn from it. If you're serving food, if you have guests, if there are gifts involved, it's all the same as far as being a mom and controlling your home, right? All right, that's it for today. Oops, let's see what Sarah McGuire has to say. Can I ask a quick question about the paperwork and desk day? Is that supposed to be 15 minutes at a time, or should I try to get everything in my handle pile? No, it's only, paperwork is only an inch at a time, so it's less than 15 minutes, Sarah. You take an inch of you stack your paper, and you just take an inch every single day. It's a routine called a paper routine. And you go through that inch of throwaway, or shred or whatever, keep, because you need to have, it needs to have an action required, or it needs to be filed. That's it. And then you handle it on your desk day. What's in your inbox, the keep or action, not all that crazy pile of paperwork. If you've let it sit this long, there's nothing that's so important that you probably haven't already taken care of. So just let it sit and go through it an inch a day. All right, I missed somebody real quick. Michelle, I made 4 pumpkin, 3 coconut cream, 2 banana cream, 2 chocolate cream, 2 pistachio cream, 1 apple crisp, 1 peach crisp, and 1 cherry crisp, plus homemade whipped topping, and all looking beautiful. Oh my goodness, Michelle, have you lost your mind? That's ridiculous. That's so many pies. I hope you had help. I do. But it sounds wonderful. I would be in not keto heaven. I would be in carbohydrate heaven. It's not good for me, but it sounds wonderful. And in my day, I could have eaten a slice of everything, I'm sure. Rachel, Miss Liesel, do you have suggestions for correcting others in a kind, not critical way? Not everything we do is great and praiseworthy, and not loving to say it is. That's exactly right. And remember I told you to be firm but kind? Remember what I told you? God did not give you a spirit of fear, but of power, that's firm, and love, that's kind, and a sound mind, that's self-discipline, right? That's why we're lions, because we have those things. Did not give you a spirit of fear. Okay, so that's, oh, I'm afraid to say things. But power, you're powerful and you're strong, right? But you have this huge love for people. So when you have love for someone, you can give criticism. You can, in a kind way. For children, for example, let's say that you asked your child to make their bed. And your child is 12 years old, right? They know how to make the bed. They're not 5 or 3. They're 12. All of them should be making their bed. Really, can be making their bed. But let's say you asked your 12-year-old and you went in there and it was just crap. Sorry. But it was just, and they didn't put any effort into it. Then you're going to go in and you say, Susan, come in here. Come look at your bed, babe. Now I ask you to make your bed, and this is what you've given me. So I'm going to ask you one more time to make your bed properly, and I'll be back in here to check. And you know what? You can make it properly, or you can leave it just like it is, but I'm going to give you a choice. If you leave it like it is, that's fine, but you're going to lose going with your friend today to the mall, or whatever it is that your child has planned, the birthday party you're going to tomorrow. Or you can make it, and you can go to the birthday party. But it doesn't matter to me. It's your choice. But I really want you to make the bed nicely. Okay, so that's called natural consequences, and that's giving that child the desire to do it because there's a goal tied to it. Now, she can do a backbend fit like a 2-year-old and say, that's so unfair. You never made your bed for years. Blah, 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 blah. The little down face, right? And you just don't take this personally. It doesn't matter if you didn't make your bed for years. You're making it now. Things are different, right? It's a new day. So you're not going to explain yourself. You're not going to argue with her. You're not going to say a thing. You're going to say exactly what you said and shut your mouth and go on out of the room, right? And she can have her back bend fit. I call that because a 2-year-old and your arms will back bend over, right? So they act like 2 years old sometimes, and they don't have to be 12. They can be 17 and act like a 2-year-old. They can be 35, your husband, and act like a 2-year-old. You can act like a 2-year-old, but let's not, okay? Let's not. So you would, in that example, you would say nothing. You would very kindly say, this is your choice, and then you don't take it personally. When she says, you're stupid, I hate you, you never made your bed, what makes you so special? You just don't listen to any of that. She's just mad. She's just mad at herself. She's mad at the world. They're in a hormone rage, right? Ignore them. You know what you said to do. You know that you're powerful and you have love in your heart and you're firm, right? But kind. You didn't say anything unkind. You gave her an option. She's now going to make the choice. So if she comes out and the bed's not made, and she says, and you walk by her bedroom, like you're not going to run in there and say, ha, you didn't make your bed. You're not going to do that. You're just going to kind of go to the bathroom or whatever and say, Susan, I see that you chose not to make your bed, so I'll call Mary's mother and tell her you won't be going to the birthday party tomorrow. Period. That's it. There's nothing to it. No, I was going to make it later, right? Maybe you better put a time limit on it when you give her the instructions. And I'd like to see this bed made in the next 30 minutes. Maybe that, okay? But they're very tricky. They're very, they come up with all kind of things to make you think you're losing your mind, but you're not. So that's how I would do that. Firm but kind. Now, I don't know if you had some specific example that you'd like me to give you an idea about, but I'm sure all these other people on here could give you ideas as well. All right, let's see. So that's Rachel. February is your birthday, your anniversary, St. Valentine's. Can't wait. Awesome, Emanuela. That'll be an awesome month. Carolyn Hopkins, we should think of holidays as bright spots and not burdens. I love that. Awesome. Oh, Michelle, can I give you my address? Okay. All right. Michelle, I guess she wants some pie, right? And I'm just waiting to see if Rachel has a specific example for us. Anybody else have that problem? Yeah, that's what I thought, Emmanuel. Anybody else have that problem? They just have a hard time giving feedback. Now, I'll tell you, if you didn't ask your child to do something, I'll tell you one thing my mom did, and I love my mom, and she had no idea she was doing this because there was nobody there to tell her. Oh, sorry, I keep dropping my water. There was no one there to tell her this like I'm telling you, but I'll tell you something that happened to me when I was a young girl. I was probably 12 or 13. And my mother was an immaculate housekeeper, very much a perfectionist. She had to run out and leave her kitchen dirty. And no one asked me to clean the kitchen. It wasn't my, quote, job to clean the kitchen. It was just something I thought I would do to surprise her. So I cleaned the kitchen. In my mind, I cleaned the kitchen. I washed the dishes. I cleaned the countertops. I wiped everything down, right? I wiped the table down. I was so proud. I couldn't wait for her to come home. I was so proud. My heart was just popping with pride. She walked in the door and she said, you cleaned the... Look, Mom, what I did, right? I showed her. You cleaned the kitchen. Thank you. Oh, and here's the part that just sank me, right? This sank me. Popped my little bubble. Oh, but when you clean the kitchen, always sweep the floor. Well, it took it all away. It took all my pride away and made me not want to ever do it again. So if you've asked somebody to do something and you've told them how to do it, that's one thing. But if somebody does something just on their own, you praise the heck out of that. And you don't say anything about anything else. And they'll do it again, and they'll do it again, and they'll do it again, and they'll get better. And you just say, okay, now when I clean the kitchen later on, I'm going to clean this. You want to help me clean the kitchen? Would you take a broom and sweep the floor? I always like to sweep the floor when I clean the kitchen. You're not saying you did a wrong thing later, that 2 weeks ago. You're just giving more instruction, right? Okay. All right, let's see what have we missed here. Manuela liked that, thought that was helpful. Good. Jordan, I have one daughter birthday in January the 10th and another January the 11th. Those are bright spots for sure. 2 little daughters are bright spots anyway. Michelle, yes, I have a hard time giving feedback like that, but I will repeat what you just said word for word. Well, don't call her Susan. Rachel Visliesel, thank you. Trying to be firm, kind, without controlling and pretending the way I do things is always right. That's right. That's right. And you're totally honest with your kids. I don't do things right, but you don't do it when they're throwing it in your face. You don't talk about that. Ms. Molly B., hello. Malika from Atlanta. Hi, Malika. Nice to have you here. Katie Bug, 1687. What can you do if there are too many chefs in the kitchen, like everyone giving orders all at once? Okay, you assume leadership because it is your kitchen and you are the CEO. Now, you can delegate. You can say, you know what, I don't want, I'm making the green beans, leave those alone. I'd like you to do the pie. I'd like you to chop cut the potatoes. And you give people jobs so they don't have time to take over. You're in charge. You have to put on your leadership hat, okay? Kind, though, very kind. Thank you so much for helping me. I really would love it if you would do this. I've got this, that's okay. Yes, wonderful. Okay, we're all over each other. Let's spread out a little bit. You just control it. Control it. You can do it. I know you can because God gave you that gift. He did give you that gift. Accept it freely. Yes. All right, I'm going to go. Oh, wait. Our Irene and Katie Bug are talking to me again. I will definitely try scheduling Christmas. Canadian Thanksgiving was in October. I know it was. Have to run. Today is my anniversary. Happy anniversary. You're going to spend time with your husband while he is home from work. That's awesome, Irene. Congratulations on your anniversary. Katie said, I hosted Thanksgiving yesterday and experienced that. Big fan of yours. Thank you very much. This is Malika again in Atlanta. I took a dish to a potluck dinner. No one ate any of it. I felt awful. I'm not the best cook, and I spent so much time on that dish, stressed out a lot for nothing. Bless your heart, honey. You know what I would do from now on? I knew what you meant. I would, if you feel that people think you're not a good cook, I'd just buy something from the store and take it. Or maybe you aren't a good cook. I would buy something from the store and take it with me. If I wanted somebody to eat something that I made, I would say, that you made it, you tasted it, you know it's good, you're going to bring it, you're going to say, oh my gosh, y'all, I know I'm not a good cook when you bring it, right? I know I'm not a very good cook, but I'm so excited about this dish. I worked really hard on it. I want y'all to taste it and give me your opinion. All right? They're just assuming it's the same old stuff. Maybe, I don't know. What'd you make? What was it? I'm interested to know. What did you make? Oh, thanks, Emmanuel. Good idea. Thank you. What was it, Malika? What did you make? I'm anxious to see what you made. There's 70 of you on here. All right. 39 thumbs up, so I appreciate it. Mashed potatoes. They didn't eat your mashed potatoes? They are so crazy. Okay, mashed potatoes. I would say that. I would say, I know this isn't a fancy dish, but it's hard for me because I'm learning how to cook, or whatever. Just like I said, I really wish you would taste these mashed potatoes and tell me what you think, because I'm so proud of my job. Okay, so you're kind of honest with them. You tell them you're proud. They're going to want to love all over you, baby. They'll taste it and say, oh my goodness, these are good. And then they'll say, I put some salt on mine. They'll put some salt in it or whatever. Maybe you've left out the salt. Whatever, it doesn't matter. They'll be nice to you and they'll taste your food, right? And if you tasted it and you know it tastes good, they're going to love it. All right. Thanks, Kat, as always. Have a wonderful day. That's Christine, Omniscient Moon. I love you guys. Love you so much. Have a fabulous, fabulous day. You're welcome. And I will talk to you. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Saturday. I don't know what time I'm going to talk to you tomorrow. I'm going to try to talk to you early tomorrow. Okay? Earlier. Maybe 10 o'clock. I think. I'll try. I really don't take me on that, because I've got a game that I have to go watch with my family. I'm going to actually leave my parents for a couple of hours and go watch a football game with my other family. And that's the Alabama-Auburn game. That's a big deal. And I'm not sure what time it starts. Mr. B, are you on here? What time does that game start? He'll tell me, and then I can tell you what time. I'll just read more notes while I'm waiting for Mr. B. I hope he's on here. I haven't seen him say one thing. Maybe he's not on here. That's crazy. My daughter bought a chocolate cheesecake and stole my thunder, though. Maybe they are bored. Chocolate cheesecake and mashed potatoes, two different animals. One's for dessert, one's for the other. And look, we're not looking for glory, right? We're just bringing them a dish. That's all. It's not glory. We're just bringing a dish. We want them to taste it. Taste my mashed potatoes and see what you think. Everybody, please take some mashed potatoes. I'm so proud of them. I'm not much of a cook, and I really worked hard on these. So you can do that. All right. Bye, Carolyn Hopkins. You're welcome, Jordan. Patrick. Catherine Stolfus caught the end. Can't wait to go back and watch. Yes, I hope you do. Say hello to your parents. Oh, I will, Emmanuel. Larry's here. He is. 3:30 p.m. Oh, I think I'll just do it at 11 again. I'll do it at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Same time as today. Maybe not quite. I was a little bit tardy today. I'm sorry. His video was so sweet, wasn't it, Katie Bug? Roll Tide. All right. Love you guys. Remember that you are beautiful. Bye.